Hello, in this video we're going to be doing some basic modifications to the Excel setup sheet inside of Fusion. So let's get started. I'm going to open up a Fusion file and go to Post Process. In the Post Process dialog, I'm going to open up the Post library. With the Post library open, I want to link a local folder so I can make modifications. To do that, right click on the linked area and choose link folder. Then select the folder that you want to link. Once linked, you can see that inside of the tree. Now I'm going to go to the Fusion 360 library and just choose Setup Sheet. From here, drag and drop the Setup Sheet Excel 2007 post and drop it inside of your linked library. Now you can see over here that there is a CPS file and an XLSX file. Okay, let's go and post process with this just to see what it looks like to start with. So I'm going to choose that post processor and hit post. It will prompt me with a message, just choose remember my choice and hit yes. Once it's post processed, you should see an Excel file open that looks like this. And let's have a think about what changes we want to make. I want to remove this logo and add the new Autodesk logo at the top here instead of setup sheet. I'm going to go to the operations and I might add a bit more information inside of the operations area. And then for the tools, I don't really want tool orientation in turret, so we're going to go and remove that and just do a bit of formatting on some of these texts here. Okay, so let's get started. Let's open up the XLSX template. And then we'll go to the Overview tab, simply delete the logo, and then take a copy of your logo. And in this case, I'm going to do that with the Autodesk logo here and paste it in to your setup sheet. I'm just going to remove the text for this. I know this is a setup sheet, so I don't need it to tell me. And I'm going to fit our logo in the top. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to go over to our Operations tab, and let's have a look if anything needs to be done here. The strategy is size 8. The rest of these items all seem to be the same, which is fine. But you can notice here that some of them are in bold and some aren't. If you want the strategy in bold as well, just hit the strategy and choose bold. That will change the text for every strategy that's now output. In the Tools tab, I don't want tool orientation in turret, so I'm simply going to delete that and move all of these cells across. I also want the logo on these pages as well, so I'm just going to take the logo again and just put it back into these pages. So let's just copy it from here, paste it in here, and move it up, and move it up. Okay, let's go back to the overview page. Now, in some cases you may want different decimal places on some of your stock sizes. So here, if you go to your cell and just right click on the area and choose format cells, you can see it is number formatted, and just changing the number of decimal places here will influence the output value that's put in this cell. You can do this for all of the cells here. You can change the date formatting, any of the string formatting, to really be whatever you want. If you want to add colors or backgrounds to any of these fields, you can do so as well. So I'm just going to add a background to these to make it look a little bit better, like so. We'll save that template. And now before you go to use that inside of Fusion, you have to close the template down. So close it. And then inside of Fusion, I'm just going to repost process with that same file. Let's let it open. And you can see those changes have been applied. Now let's take a look. I can see there's a program name, a comment, date, part, and then all of my information inside of here. As well as that, I can see the one I've removed has gone. So that's perfect. There's one thing that I want to include on here, and that's the version of product that this comes from. So what version of Fusion am I currently using? Now, how do you know what parameters that you can pull into this setup sheet? Well, to do that, we're going to go over to Fusion and we're going to create a new NC program. And I'm going to choose a different post processor from the Fusion library. This post processor is called the dumper. Simply select the dumper and hit post. Now the dump file is output. You can see all of the parameter names that are passed through. In here you can see product ID, generated by, generated at, and this tells you all of the parameters that are available to be pulled into the setup sheet. So what I want is this generated by parameter, this one here, and I want to pass that into my setup sheet. So to do this, we're going to edit the CPS file. So in our original folder, we'll open up setup sheet Excel 2007.cps. And now at the top of the post, if you just start scrolling down, you will find an area that has all of the job information. And this is at the start of OnOpen. So here you can see program.jobDescription, program.partName, program.partPath, etc. Below this, I want to add in that value of generated by. So to do it, I'm just going to copy this parameter name, which is generated -by. So I'm basically going to copy the line from directly above. I'm going to type in program info, and then we're going to have program.generated by, and then we'll do has global parameter generated by, get their global parameter generated by. If it doesn't have that parameter, we'll just write unknown, like so. Okay, now let's open up the Excel setup sheet template, and inside of here I'm just going to put it in this small box there, just a little gap. It's only going to be tiny, so I'm going to shrink the cells down to maybe 8. That should be fine, and we'll type the $sign, or the $sign, sorry, and put program.generated by, which is what we've just added there. But I'm going to move that across one cell, and we'll put CAM version here, like so. And let's just drop the size of that down as well. Okay, that's perfect. Let's save it, close down that, and now we'll go to Fusion, and we'll post-process again, and let's take a look. And we can see that's pulled through perfectly. So that's pulling some job information through to this setup here. Now, how about pulling some more information into the tool section? Maybe we want the vendor code or the product link inside of here as well. So let's add a column into here, and we'll add in that value. Let's go back and we'll open up our template. And inside of there, we're going to go now over to the tools page. And here I'm going to move everything across one, like so. And we'll just have product code. And for that, what we're going to do in the CPS file now is scroll down, and we should start to see some tool information. So here we can see the operation parameters, and we've got tool.number, tool.diameter, offset, etc. So we can see all of the tool information being pulled through. I simply just want this tool.product ID. So I'm going to copy that, come back here, put a $sign, and then tool.product ID, like so. We'll save that template, close this down, and then repost process. And now we can see that the tools that have a product ID are now output inside of the setup sheet. And notice the formatting is a little bit off here, so let's fix that quickly, and then we will be finished. So let's go back to the template. And as we pulled stuff across, it did move the borders as well. So what we're going to do is just highlight these, and let's go to the options for cell formatting. So let's just drop this down, and we'll say that they've got a top border, they have a bottom border, and that should now fix that for us. So we've got product code, we've got product ID, etc. listed inside of there. Okay, let's save it, and let's re-output it, make sure it all works. Looks good. That's what we want. We've got the product code and everything showing inside of there. Again, if you want to change any of the fonts, the formatting, etc., all can be done through that Excel setup sheet. Hopefully that helps and gives you a good start on getting into modifying this setup sheet for your needs. Thank you.